Welcome back to Local Talent. In studio with us today, Kristy Wilson.
Hello.
Hey. Kristy, you want to give everybody the elevator pitch, who you are, what you do, and who you do it to?
What don't I do? So my name is Kristy Wilson. I live here in Schertz, and I have been in the senior living industry for about 14 years. So I own and operate senior living facilities. I've had multiple. I have a brand new construction in Live Oak, but I'm also an entrepreneur in another area that is brand new to me, which is tech. So I recently just launched an app for Jeep enthusiasts, and that's kind of what's keeping me busy right now.
Say it again, the assisted living? Is that what you call it?
So it's an assisted living and memory care facility. Most of our folks have a diagnosis of either Alzheimer's or dementia. Otherwise, we just tend to seniors that need assistance with activities of daily living.
Okay.
Can no longer live on their own.
Gotcha. And so this is your fifth?
I had 3 small ones before, and on this new property, I have 2 locations, so 4 and 5.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So how did you get into this? So you're a nurse.
I am.
You're a realtor.
I am.
You're, like you said earlier, the list of things that you don't do is probably shorter.
That's true.
So how did you get into assisted living?
So I actually started volunteering in nursing homes when I was 12. So 6th grade, I used to take the bus home from school to the nursing homes, and I always enjoyed their company. So in my nursing career, I tried a little bit of everything, and it always took me right back to seniors.
Really?
And at the point of, in about 2009, I got to the point where after trying nursing homes and facilities and home health, I just wanted to take everybody home with me and take care of them myself. So I did.
Do you have a lot of pets?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't have time for pets.
So 12 years old.
Yeah.
12 years old, not even a teenager, and you're volunteering in nursing homes.
Right. They just had a special place in my heart.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
So is that what led you to become a nurse?
It is. Well, I actually thought I was going to do labor and delivery, but that was way too slow, way too boring for me. So I like to keep busy.
So your first assisted living, was that here in Schertz?
It was in the northeast side of San Antonio.
Okay. And then so did you so how does it, I mean, it's a business. So did you how did you get into that specific business?
So I started out with personal care homes. So there's a regular homes in regular neighborhoods. So you would never know from the outside looking in that it's actually being operated as a senior living facility.
Okay.
So a regular house in a small neighborhood. I had 10 seniors. I was licensed by the state there. And after a few years, I grew into another location and then a third location. Okay. And that just kind of afforded me the opportunity to grow into a more commercial setting there in Live Oak.
Sure. So as you're the first 3, how many years would you say over the course of how many years?
10 years.
Over the course of 10 years, you got into 3 facilities,
right?
And they were kind of a little bit smaller. And so, are all of them about 10 resident? Is resident the right word?
Residents, yeah.
Is 10 about the average for the first 3?
Well, no, it used to be, but then there was some things happened, and the city made some regulation changes, so we could only have 6. So I had 10, 6, and 6.
Wow.
Yeah. But you're talking a regular 4-bedroom home, so some double occupancy rooms, some single occupancy rooms. It just it's hit or miss.
So all the first 3 are all homes? Yes. Okay. So you have a place over in Schertz. Is that commercial? I feel like the one I seen on Facebook is commercial.
It is commercial, but that's the one in Live Oak.
Oh. Okay.
We're on Randolph Boulevard in Live Oak.
And then, so how many residents do you have there?
I have 32.
Wow, that's quite the difference.
I have 2 16-bed facilities.
One thing about business that's interesting for a lot of entrepreneurs that I've come across is, they get into business because they are really good at something. You know what I mean? And then so what happens is then they have to become good at something else, which is business, how to run a business. Right. So how did you cut your teeth on that?
That was the hard part. That's the one thing I didn't know.
Well, and like I said, a lot of entrepreneurs don't.
Right.
So walk me through that.
I kind of just shot from the hip, honestly. You know, I didn't do everything right, probably, as far as that goes. Record keeping and whatnot, organization, that's not my forte. I like to take care of people, so I would have to get somebody else to do those sort of things. Yeah.
So, employees, or did you just farm that out, or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of employees. I think I have 20
or
so now.
Yeah, you do now, right? But so like whenever you're trying to run the business and the admin side of things at the beginning.
Well, you know, in the beginning, I needed to still make a living. So I still had to work. So I would hire other people to operate it while I was out of work. And when I was finished, then I would go operate it myself.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah. Still got to pay the bills. That's not easy. A lot of people tend to think that I'm just going to start a business.
Oh, and then that automatically means that you have lots of money.
Right, right.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah, I was just having that conversation with somebody earlier. They do. That you say, I own a business, and they think, wow, you're so lucky. You have a ton of money. Well, no, you have to work hard.
Well, yeah, it's not having your own business does not mean kicking your feet up and just you're not the monopoly man.
Right, right. And just because you're not there doesn't mean you're not working it.
No kidding, you know. And so smaller businesses sometimes have to contend with optics with the employees. You know, the employees see you going on vacation, or they see you going to Florida, or they see you doing these things. They see you not putting in the same 9 to 5 hours that they're putting in.
Did one of them call you?
No, believe it or not, this happens everywhere, right? So, obviously it sounds like it's a thing, right?
It's been a thing. Yeah, it's absolutely been a thing. But I have to make myself clear. You know, I'm be 49 years old. You might be 20. I worked really hard to get to this place, and I deserve a vacation just like you do. So I treat my employees very well. I treat them how they would like to be, how they would like to be treated, and how I want them to treat our residents. So we offer PTO from their first paycheck. Yeah. From the beginning. Very nice. I want to make sure that they do have time to take, time for themselves and their families as well. Sure. But yes, to answer your question, it has been an issue before. It's been brought up.
Well, and it's like, it's frustrating for, it's happened in my businesses as well. Right. And it's, try not to call anybody out, but it's not that they listen to this anyway, but, some of my former employees, it's just like, well, God, he's never here. Yeah. Well, I'm never here when you're here. You're here only 8 hours a day.
Right. Like I said, even though you're not here, you're still working. Right. You're working your business 24 hours a day, no matter what. And no matter where I am.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, how do you, let's see here. You have 32 residents in your Live Oak facility, and the other ones have around 6.
Yeah. I actually closed those when we opened this new one.
Gotcha. So did you have the same clientele? Were you able to move those in?
We moved several of those folks over. Yes.
Okay. And then,
which was great because we had COVID. So that was quite a setback. That
you went through all that during COVID?
We opened May of 2020, right at the
good
beginning.
Lord.
Yeah. So it was quite a time, but we did really, really good. We did real good, so that was a blessing.
So I can only imagine, and I guess I got the right person here to ask. During COVID, right, whether it doesn't matter what anybody thinks about it, it happened, and then there's certain things that you have to put in place because you don't know, or you do know, or whatever. Mm-hmm. So how did that affect your daily operations? So,
to be honest with you, we made it as simple as possible. We didn't want anything to stir up our residents because, like I said, we're dealing with folks with memory impairment. Mm-hmm. So we noticed from the beginning when they would see the news or they would see us with masks on, they would say to each other, they're wearing masks. What do you think's happening? What's going on? What are they not telling us? And so we had to keep things as regular as we possibly could. Mm-hmm. So we did, avoid watching TV and things like that. And fortunately, we got through it and we didn't have too many problems. But otherwise, we just followed all the guidelines set forth.
Sure. What about did any of your residents get COVID?
There was a period, I think, of about 2 weeks where we had a few cases, but that was already over a year into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we went a long time with nothing.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah. What about how often do your residents get visitors?
They get visitors daily. We're totally open to visitors and everything now. But of course, during that time, we had to lock down.
Yeah. So, but that was a hard conversation.
No, believe it or not, it wasn't.
Really?
Yeah.
So the residents' family, they were completely okay with?
They were. They have them there by choice. They wouldn't have them there with us if they didn't trust us.
Sure.
And so it was actually a real smooth process for us. Yeah.
So memory impairment, is that the common denominator in your residents?
Yes.
Memory impairment. So I mean, it's not like it's not a nursing home. It's a special. I guess they have special needs with memory impairment.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
They all have a memory diagnosis. They don't have to have one to live there, but they do. And we're a fully secured, certified, locked facility.
You ever have anybody try to run away?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah, but they can't get out. We have alarms on the door.
You can get to the mess hall. That's about as far as you can
They've
go.
tried to climb the fence, you
Really?
know, but, you know, we're trained to deal with those types of behaviors. And
So, because they're in a place that they don't know, or...
yeah, it's just part of the disease process.
God,
yeah,
man, that's tough.
It's very tough.
So, Alzheimer's comes to mind, like you said earlier. What other kind of... Are there any other ones that come off... I'm trying to think off the top of my head. So,
Well, folks that have, you know, maybe uncontrolled diabetes, they can't manage that at home alone. They can no longer give themselves insulin. Or folks that maybe have congestive heart failure or COPD, and maybe they need to be on oxygen full time, but can't really be trusted to make, you know, that decision at home or to be able to do that for themselves and provide themselves with that care.
Gotcha.
So we do it all. We provide care all the way through end of life as well.
Cheer me up. Talk to me about this Jeep app.
Okay, so I'm a Jeeper. Anybody that knows me that is watching this knows that I am a Jeeper, okay? So I drive that hot pink Jeep that you see driving around all over town. And with a Jeep comes a family. That's what they say. The Jeep is the only vehicle that comes with a family. So I created an app for Jeep enthusiasts, and it's a social app. And so what it does is it keeps everybody connected in lots and lots of different ways. You can wave at each other. You can see events. You can, you know, see our business partners across the country.
Do I have to have a Jeep to have the app?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Okay. All right. Moving along. So, so tell me more about
You
that.
don't have to have a Jeep to just wave at me when you drive by.
Oh, well, that's
can just
that's all
wave,
analog though. That's like
Right. I'll take it.
That's Wave 1.0. That's not as fun as getting a ding.
Right. It is fun to get those notifications. So and so waved at you.
So, what inspired you to come up with this idea?
So I was driving down the street one day and I missed a wave. Jeepers wave at one another.
How'd you know you missed it?
I saw the Jeep and I knew that either he didn't wave at me or I didn't wave at him. I forgot what it was at the time. It's been a year now. But I thought, man, you get that Jeepers guilt, you know? And so I thought it would be cool if you could wave at other Jeeps in an app. And there was nothing like it at all. And so I did it. Called an app development company here in town. Plug Vinove. They're amazing. They're absolutely amazing.
Say it again.
Vinove.
Vinove?
Yes.
That's the app
Vinove
developer?
is the name of the app development
They
company.
just do mobile apps? Or?
They just do mobile apps.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it's been such a great process. They've been amazing. And so they helped me. It was really cool. Went and met with them, told them what I wanted, and went from there.
Very nice. So how did you find them?
Actually, I just Googled them.
Really?
I had spoken to somebody else, and I had spoken to this other person over the course of a couple months. It never went anywhere. I just didn't feel that was going to be the right fit. And when I talked to them, and it's a husband and wife team, and when I spoke to them, they saw it. They listened.
So they have confidence in your vision.
Oh gosh, yeah, they sure do. They have been so supportive. They're like family now.
That's
great.
That is very reassuring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe reassuring is not the right word, but maybe exciting or whatever. But you have an idea, and then it's like, well, okay, well, there's a lot I don't know about bringing this to fruition, right? So you can go to a company, and they're like, yeah, you know, very black and white, cut and dry. It's going to be X amount of dollars, blah, blah, blah. We don't care if your idea works or not. This is how much we're going to make, blah, blah, you know, really cold and monotone. So it doesn't sound like they're like this.
Oh no, they're not like that at all.
So you came to...
They didn't even have a Jeep, and they totally understood and ran with everything. But no, they are available all the time.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And they give me feedback, which is so important because it's just me.
Yes.
You know, I'm sole owner, so it's just me doing all of this, and you know, I have them for support, so it makes it helpful.
So this is the second name you had, huh?
This is, yes. It was called Jeep Life. And Jeep said they can't do that.
Jeep didn't say. They said, you're
like,
gonna have to come up with a different name.
So you know, I wasn't gonna argue with them.
Did you tell them, hey, I can cut you in on some of this?
I did, and I actually got like kind of up the ladder a little.
Oh, really?
Bit. Yeah. And then they said, it's just kind of too early. So that's all right. They're gonna come back one day.
So then you're going to rename it Jeep Life
So
whenever they come back?
No. It's called Wave360, which says a lot about right in the name. And yeah, that's the one we're going to go with.
Okay.
No one's going to come after me now.
Nobody's going to come after you now. So what's next with where are you at with the first of all, you had some incredible numbers that you were telling me about earlier, and only you're not even a year in. You have 9 months and 9 months. How
9 months in, and we're creeping up on 20,000 downloads, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I keep saying, but that's not enough, and my developers are like, just stop. That's remarkable. So like, but the crazy thing is like anywhere I go. Then I open my app, I can see all the Jeeps on my screen. Yeah. So you can see all the Jeeps near you. You can send them waves. You can send them messages. You can add them to your friends list. Yeah, it's just phenomenal.
What was thus far the hardest part about developing this app?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question. It's been a breeze.
Really?
Here's the thing. I do a lot of things, right?
Oh,
I have
just a couple.
lot of jobs. I got, whatever, or careers. I tend to not do things that are going to be difficult for me. I do things that I already know I'm going to be successful at. I don't do things that I could fail at, and I tend to not fail at anything that I do.
That's incredible.
So, it's been a cinch.
So, well, you didn't read.
Not that I don't fail at life, but I just don't
no.
You know what I mean?
But so you didn't know of these people before you started to make this app,
right?
But you knew going into this is going to be a success.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, okay. I knew right away. As soon as I thought about it, I was like, I have to do it. There's been so many things in the past that I've thought about, and then years later, I see it and somebody else did it. I mean, probably 15 years ago, I was thinking, wow, it would be really cool if there was like a food delivery service.
Oh, yeah.
Back when we just had pizza and Chinese, that's the only thing that delivered.
I was like, why are we stopping here?
I know. I was like, what if I got in my car and I went and I picked up anything you want at any restaurant and brought it to you? That would be a great business. And
yeah.
Hello. So when I saw
it sounds familiar,
right? So when I had this idea, people close to me said, "Are you sure you want to spend that money on that? Are you sure you want to spend that kind of money?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm not even going to give it a second thought.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wait for 5 years and hear that somebody else did it."
So what's next for the app? Well, first of all, hold on, before we go there, tell me about some of the features with the app.
Okay. So, like I said, when you open your app, you can see all the Jeeps that are near you, which is super cool, right? Because it keeps people connected. It creates more friendships. It creates more camaraderie, keeps the community together. So it does so many different things. When you go into the app, you create a profile for your Jeep. If you know anything about Jeeps, you know that they have names, right? My Jeep's name is Misbehavin'. So if you have the app, you need to make sure you find me on there and add me as a friend.
Isn't your license plate
Jeep app?
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah.
I sure thought I saw Misbehaving somewhere.
It's on my Jeep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. So you create a profile for your Jeep. Okay. You can pick your color. You can do whatever you want. You can upload pictures. You can link your social media, your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. You can link those to your short and sweet profile. So this is a fun place that people can go connect with one another and avoid all the drama, all the likes, the dislikes, the mad faces and all that stuff of those other apps that we won't mention. But anyway, so you can see Jeeps in your area. You can talk to them. You can connect. You can see events. You can post events and see events all over the whole United States. You can also see our business partners across the whole United States. They're going to be Jeep-related business, automotive-related businesses.
Sure.
You can send out an SOS signal. So if you are stuck somewhere, you just hit a button.
Well, you have a real-life example of this.
I know.
Tell me all about it.
Well, let me tell you about the time I had to use it first.
Oh, you didn't tell me about this time.
No, I went out on a photo shoot here recently. I will not say where, so I don't get any kind of trouble. But I got my Jeep stuck, big time stuck, right? So I had to hit the SOS button on my app. And so I had all these other Jeepers saying, "What do you need? Where are you? What's happening?" And somebody came and towed me out.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was great. But that's what you can do. It'll alert all the Jeeps. It'll give them a push notification within 100 miles of you. So if you're in distress, they can come help you. And recently I've heard a story. I'm trying to get all the details.
Sure.
But I heard a story of a Jeep that got rescued. Even park rangers couldn't rescue them in time, but other Jeepers were able to go because of the app. and get them out of a sticky situation. Yeah.
So that's got to make you feel good.
It does. It makes me feel good.
You know, and then too, right? So like I was saying earlier, you know, the times are different now, but you know, I ride a Harley, and they're notorious for breaking down, and so whenever I say, hey, you know, we're going to go ride and we're just going to, you know, oh man, that's crazy. Yeah. You know, like maybe in the 80s it was crazy, but now it's not crazy, you know, cause like you ride until you don't want to ride anymore. Then you take out your phone and you find out, you know, oh, okay, well, there's a motel right over here. We'll just go you can book it online,
right.
You know, whatever. So my point to that is just that it seems like, with that specific example you just gave about park rangers not even being able to reach this person, and you had all of these other people volunteering their time and, you know, and whatever to go help out a fellow Jeeper. It seems like you're going to get a lot more people with I could definitely see the confidence with this app. You know, people that have this app have the confidence to go out and do more things maybe.
Right. Yeah,
you know
that's a
good
point.
And then so like, you know, overlanding is a big deal now, and you know a lot of people do that out of Jeeps. You know, so that you know they drive their Jeep to a creek bed or whatever, and you know maybe not feel so. You know, if you know that you've got plenty of family,
right? Yeah,
at an SOS button away, it seems like you would have more active people.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
So that's exciting. That's really awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. And you know, as far as me being a woman, I'm going to be, if I'm broke down on the side of the road or I run out of gas again, because I'd like to do that apparently, I'm going to be more inclined to trust another Jeeper than some random person that pulls up. And this way, you know, if I know somebody's coming, they're already on their way, to, you know, to my aid, I can just, you know, flag that other car down.
There have been some stories about realtors and open houses, you know, especially women. They get in kind of a sticky, you know, use your imagination, people.
Yeah.
But there's been some pretty bad things that have happened, right? So, but it seems like you said, it's more not trustworthy, but you feel more safe, because I feel like that's, you know, you can't be. I mean, can you be anonymous on your app?
Yes, you can be anonymous on the app if you wanted to. However, it is really up to the Jeepers, you know, the receiving Jeeper, I guess, responsibility to make sure that they, you know, trust or want to put trust in the person. So when I alert you and all the other Jeeps that I need aid, it's not going to tell you where I am. Okay. We're still going to have to communicate.
I got you.
I would always suggest erring on the side of caution.
Sure.
Looking into that person a little bit, maybe asking for some ID, whatever you want to do before you tell them where you are that you need assistance. I mean, that's just common sense kind of right now.
Yes.
I have to say that though.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, it is.
But yes, so you never know what you're going to get. So
well,
always
but kind
be
of,
careful.
kind of, you know what I mean? Because like, I mean, look, people make fake accounts all the time. That's whatever. I'm not even going to get into that, but I kind of feel like you can tell if someone's being genuine when they're like, hey, I can come help you out. And you go look and you're like, oh, okay, well, this guy's got a family. You got 2 kids.
Right,
wife,
right.
You
And,
know,
you know,
or
it's
whatever.
linked to their phone. So it's linked to their credit card and it's all that. So, you know, there's a little trail there.
Sure, yeah.
On their identity for sure. Yeah. And so I'm implementing new things constantly in the app. Safety is the first priority. But also, I want to be able to Jeepers love to earn badges. So I want to be able to give badges for people that respond to SOSs. So you'll know that, okay, this guy or this girl has responded to multiple SOSs, and, you know, that'll kind of like be a little review system.
Oh, well, hell yeah. That's a great idea. You know, if somebody's responding to an SOS and they've already earned these badges, you can see on their...
Yeah. Whatever we can do.
Is it just a digital badge, or is it a real life badge too? You get like a little sash with the the Girl Scouts or the Boy Scouts or whatever.
It's a little emblem that you get to put on your Jeep. You know, I don't know. We'll see.
So
I'm open to whatever.
I'm being silly, but you know, bikers like the patches. You know, I'm like, you know, I got a whole bunch of patches still on my vest yet. So
these are metal little emblems they like to stick right on the side of their Jeep.
Oh,
it says
okay.
That they've, you know, climbed a mountain or whatever, rode some trails.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What is the most fun place around here? Do you have in your app? Do you have something that people can like say, oh, this is a fun trail over here or whatnot?
So not particularly yet, but it is in the works. We're going to tie in the trails so you can actually see the trails. So around here, there are a few different options, but you'll be able to see those things in the app eventually. We're also going to add on a marketplace in there as well, which that's going to be really cool. Yeah. And so Jeeps like to do this thing now called ducking. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yes, I have.
So you're also going to be able to duck through the app.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can get little duck packages and, you can.
How do you duck through the app?
You're just going to send it to the other profiles.
So what's nice about the real life ducking is like you come in from Lowe's or you're coming back and it's like, oh, look, somebody's.
So
I might have seen this a time or two, but so it's like it seems like you could just spam duck everybody in the app.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can if you want to be nice and make everybody's day. I mean,
you're gonna have to put in a limit. Look, dude, you've been ducking all day.
No, it's great. It's great. I'm sure they're probably gonna have to buy their ducks from us somehow or another. So maybe they'll purchase like a pack of 10 ducks for, I don't know, 49 cents or whatever. Let's just throw that out there. But then they can duck, and it just kind of creates or increases their rankings, like maybe in the app or something. There's so many things coming. I don't even have all the answers yet.
So so that's a great idea. My brain wouldn't even go in there. Would you be able to re-gift a duck?
I don't know.
If somebody gives you a duck, can you?
One step at a time, Jason. One step at a time.
I'm like, tell me about the ducks.
Can you take notes for me over there?
I'm going to need you to send this to my developer.
Exactly.
So, you are in USA and Canada.
Yes, we just launched into Canada a couple months ago. I don't know how many users we have, but we definitely have activity in Canada.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
And where else?
We actually have some users in Bolivia and Colombia. So not very many because the app actually isn't active there yet. So I'm not sure what they're capable of doing, though I saw them on my report. But there's Jeeps on all the continents.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're going to be all over the world.
Well, I hope somebody in Bolivia doesn't hit that SOS button. Oh, man, you're killing me. You're the only active user in Bolivia, dude.
Poor guy. Oh, my gosh.
So what's next for Wave360?
Well, like I said, just a lot of updates coming. Okay. Constantly working on it. I don't know. You'll have to see. I can't tell you everything.
Sure. No, that's fair. Why'd you decide to become a realtor?
Honestly, my dad's self-employed. He's an entrepreneur. So I think I got my entrepreneurial spirit from him. Okay. He started telling me I should do real estate when I was like in my early teens. Mm-hmm. And I don't listen to everything that he says. So it took me a long, long time. Who doesn't love houses? Okay. So I love sales. I love people. Okay. I love houses. I'm like, why not? So I went to real estate school, got my license, and been doing it just now, only for about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
But I love it. I love everything about it.
In terms of the assisted living, how do you market that business?
Honestly, right now, a lot of it is word of mouth. Mm-hmm. I don't have a lot of time to go visit facilities and whatnot anymore, but that's what I used to do. I would go visit facilities, other facilities, or rehabs, skilled nursing.
What kind of facilities?
Like a rehab facility or a skilled nursing facility, like a nursing home, or, maybe somebody had a fall, went to the hospital, went into rehab to recoup a little bit. And I would go there and market to them because they couldn't go home. Oh. After maybe an injury.
And then they can't stay there.
Right. Exactly. They only get so many days.
Okay.
And so I would do that. Or I use a lot of referral agencies. Yeah, there's some local referral agencies and whatnot. I have a good relationship with them.
Wow, referral agencies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do that marketing part. They grab them and they call me up and ask if I have a bed available.
How do you stay at the top of their list?
To be honest with you, it's our reputation. Okay. I have a completely flawless reputation. In the 14 years or so I've been doing this, I've had close to 400 residents. I've never had one person ever move out unhappy with our care.
Wow, that's incredible.
It is incredible. And that's something I will definitely pat myself on the back for because I always tell my staff all the time, that is why I am so like OCD. That is why I want things the way I want things.
Do you feel like you have any competition?
No.
Because you have the best care available.
Well, there's a lot of really good places.
Sure.
A lot. I have to do a lot of referrals into the community. So there are...
Because you don't have the space?
Because if I don't have the space, or maybe the budget's wrong, or the location's wrong. So I always tell people, look, if I'm not the fit for you for some reason, that's okay. Mm-hmm. But come to me and tell me where you're thinking about going.
Sure.
Because I'll tell you if I would refer to that place or not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because there are some wonderful places.
Expectation versus reality. So when you decided to you know, hey, I'm going to do this. This is how I'm going to do it. You know, you had to have a certain expectation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How close was the reality to that expectation?
Oh, the reality far exceeded the expectation.
You know, I know whenever I started my first business, I was in my head, I was like, I'm going to be the biggest. I'm going to be the baddest. You know, I'm going to have this huge company, and over years that happened. But as that reality became true, it was not in line with the expectation, because you know, it's like, you know, you got more staff, you got more people, you get more expenditures, you get more overhead, you got all these things, and it's like, oh, this is the expectation was nowhere near what the reality is. You know what I mean? Would you partner with anybody?
If it's the right person.
Yeah.
I've said no many, many, many times over the years.
Well, because if your name's tied to it, I can imagine you'd be really very picky about it.
Right.
I mean, I know I would be.
Yeah, and you know that, and the fact, and because I don't mind being silent, you know, but I mean, not that I can be silent. Who am I trying to kid? Never mind. Let me just go back to what I was going to say. I won't just partner with anybody. I do this because I'm passionate about it.
Okay.
So sure, everybody's in business to make money, but as far as I'm concerned, I'll sleep better at night knowing that my partners really love what they're doing and they really get it.
Okay.
If I just get someone that comes to me and is like, hey, I want to make a bunch of money, I want to open senior living facilities, I'm like,
good luck.
Yeah, I'm not the person for you.
Okay.
Yeah. I could do something turnkey for them.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be part of that.
How do you determine a price for that care?
That is a really good question. So it's called Serenity Oaks Assisted Living and Memory Care. Okay, if anybody needs any care, let me know. But it's all private pay. So unfortunately, insurance isn't going to pay for assisted living or memory care. It can only pay for skilled nursing, which is a nursing home. Okay. So it's all private pay, which is same as all the other ones in town. And it's determined on level of care. So if they come into me and they are real high level of care, their rate might be a little bit higher than someone that's pretty independent.
Sure.
But once they come in with me, their rate is never going to change. So that's what sets me apart from pretty much everybody else. They don't have to worry about level of care rate increases every 90 days.
What if that person's health deteriorates?
Their rate's not going to change.
What if a worldwide pandemic causes supply chain issues and shortages in equipment and stuff?
Their rate's not going to change.
What if the cost of food goes up?
I already promised them their rate's not going to change.
What about gas? If gas goes up?
No, we can't do that because seniors are already on a fixed income. And if they get a little bit of an increase in their Social Security or whatever, that's not going to be enough. It's not going to be much.
Right.
I'm not going to do that to people. So I'm here to take the burden off of families by helping them. So when people come to me, they often leave in tears. They often leave just really reassured and finally feeling some peace. They can sleep at night. They can become the daughter again, not have to worry about all that other stuff.
What's the biggest fear for people moving into one of your facilities?
So for the resident is the fear of the unknown. Okay, so all their lives they've been saying, don't ever put me in a nursing home. So assisted living has only been around since the mid-'80s.
Okay.
And so they don't even really realize that that's an option, especially our type of facility. It's very homey. It's very intimate. It's just like being at home.
So if you take away the memory impairment aspect of your facilities, what separates your facility from a nursing home?
We don't provide the skilled nursing care. So we can contract out skilled nursing. So for instance, if someone's like, on a ventilator, obviously we can't provide that. Or if they need literally round the clock full nursing care, we can't provide that. But we can do pretty much everything that a skilled nursing facility can do. In fact, our motto is kind of a nursing home is not the only option. Because since we do provide care all the way through end of life, we can contract out certain services like hospice and home health, physical therapy, you name it. We have got doctors that visit there, nurses, podiatry, dentists. Everybody comes right to us.
Okay.
And the other half of the question is, to families, the biggest fear for moving or making a decision to move to assisted living is control. They're afraid they're going to lose control.
Makes sense.
You are still their family member. We're just taking care of them. You can come and go as you please, and know that when you're not there, they're fine.
What would be your next step from here? Would you develop another property like the one at Live Oak, or would you do a couple smaller ones like you had before, and then go? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I love all of those different setups. So I don't know. I don't know. I want to do something. I just don't know exactly what it's going to be yet.
What's your capacity? What is Kristy Wilson's capacity?
Oh gosh.
For care for assisted care?
If I can just construct, consult, construct, deal with all the licensing and all that, that would be ideal for me. The daily hands-on operations, if I can hand that over to other people, which I have now, then I could go forever.
How long did it take for you to let go of that kind of control?
Somebody has been calling you. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's the big thing about entrepreneurs. Let
me call my therapist.
They don't.
Hold on. Just kidding.
She'll know better than I will. No, but that's the big thing about entrepreneurs. They can't let.
I'm
they
so
can't
glad
let
it's not just me.
No, it's everybody. Everybody. It's hard.
I hope everybody that knows me is listening. It's not just me. No, control is a real big thing for me.
It is.
It really is.
Especially if it's got your name on it. You know what I mean? It's nobody can do it better than I can do it. There's all these things.
I'm gonna feel so good leaving here. Like I am normal.
Yes,
wow.
Absolutely.
Whew. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
It takes a long time. It takes a lot for me, particularly to relinquish some of that control.
Mm-hmm.
But, to be honest with you, about 4 years ago, I didn't have much left in my capacity, I guess. And I got to that point where my family just had to say to me, you need to let somebody help you. Yeah. And so now both my daughters-in-law work for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, they play big roles in the daily operations.
A little bit easier to let go of control when it's in the family.
Yeah, but these girls were new to me, back then, and they just, I can't even tell you how much they impressed me. Yeah? Yeah, they're just like me, so I'm really proud.
That's good.
Yeah, and then, my sons are supportive and whatnot, and so if I need anything maintenance-wise or whatever, they come help with whatever they can. Mm-hmm. So I'm able to breathe now. Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have any competition with the Jeep app. Mm-hmm. What is, if you could define success for your Jeep app, what would it be? You already have it. What is you're gonna hang your hat on? Is there something?
It's far in the future probably, but someone may want to buy it from me one day. Maybe Mopar will come in or something and say, "Hey, I'd like to buy your app." That would be great. Mm-hmm. It's just going to get better from here. Sure. It's like bare bones right now, honestly, compared to what it can be. By the way, I brought you something. I brought you a shirt.
All right. Yeah. This is the first time.
Yay. Here.
Let me have that. This is the first time anybody's ever brought me something.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Wave
You're very
365.
welcome. Yeah, 360. 360.
Oh, 365. What is that? Oh, that's Live 365.
Yeah. No, that's Live 360.
Is it 360? I'm just an idiot. Oh.
Although
Wave
there
360.
Are 365 days in the year, so I'm not really sure.
360 makes sense, right? Because it's a circle.
All the way around, yeah.
Thank you for the shirt.
Man, you could have been wearing that the whole time.
Yeah,
I should have given it to you in the beginning.
You messed up.
I forgot it was
That's
there.
fine. There's no clear line in the sand where it's like, okay, hey, this is, because outside looking in, I'm going to say it's already successful.
Yeah.
But entrepreneurs, they have their own definition of success.
I know. And you know what? It's too early for me to tell. Okay. I know it will be successful and I know it will be huge. Mm-hmm. Let's talk again in 5 years.
Okay. Yeah. So how do you market that app? How do you get the name out?
Mostly social media.
Okay.
So going to the events, obviously, like I was in Florida for Daytona Beach Jeep Invasion.
Saw that.
And then also
Jeep Invasion. That was the name of it?
I think that one was the one, or Daytona. Oh no, Daytona Beach Jeep Week.
Jeep Week.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Oh my gosh. And then Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion was a big one. And then my team is going to Poosa Jeep Fest in Montgomery, Alabama next week. And then we're going to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for a Jeep Jam down there.
Wow.
I know.
Moab?
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on in Moab. There's an Easter Safari every year, so hopefully I'll make it to that next year. I didn't make it this year because I was so new.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So when did you buy your first Jeep?
So I met a guy and I loved his Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I married him.
Okay.
And then I just bought my Jeep a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then I kind of modified it and did some fun things to it. And then I bought 2 cents then just to like resell. Yeah. So I've owned 4, but I just have 1.
So I will say, I cannot believe the value that those damn things keep.
Oh, you're not kidding. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, no. I thought you said this was used. It is.
Yeah.
It's like,
No, they do hold their value.
shit, And
if you go to these Jeep events, like you really need to hit one up sometime just for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. Everybody's amazing.
they'll let me in even if I don't have a Jeep.
Yeah, they'll let you in as long
Okay,
as you pay the admission price.
You gotta park out in the field with the with the non-Jeepers.
No, they'll definitely let you in because you might be an aspiring Jeeper, right? Wear the shirt, advertise for me. But some of these builds in there are hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, insane.
Okay, so we are about halfway in, and at the halfway point, we do the lightning round. Who would you most like to sit next to on a 10-hour flight, and why?
Oh, Reba McEntire.
Really?
She's amazing.
Okay.
I just want to do everything with Reba McEntire. I want to have steak with her. I want to have beer with her. Yeah, I like her.
Would you rather be the most popular kid in school or the smartest kid in school?
I'm both, but I think I would pick popular.
What is the weirdest thing you find attractive in a person? It's on the card, people. And
all the things are pretty normal, but I like the way people smell.
Really?
Well, guys, yeah, they have to smell good. Or their shoulders. But that's not weird, right?
Well, what about the shoulders?
They got to be like nice.
Broad shoulders?
Yeah, like broad shoulders. Like
so you get there's a look. There's a shoulder look.
Yeah, in all fairness, you said people and I'm thinking men. I don't know why.
Well, I said yeah, attractive in a person. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Have you ever worn clothing with the labels or tags still attached?
Oh yeah.
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 That's like, of course.
Yeah. Recently, in fact.
Really?
Yeah.
By accident?
Yeah, of course.
Well, no, that's the thing. Like you wear them and you hide the tag and then you take it back when you're done. That's the thing.
That's
I think
theft. I'm just kidding.
That's renting.
That's renting, it's borrowing. Yeah, I have actually done that.
So, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Anything Asian, like Thai food or something like that.
All right. Well, that was lightning round.
I have to ask you a question.
Okay,
though.
let me have it.
So let me go back to the clothing, the tag, and all that. Would you tell somebody else if their tag was hanging out?
I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
No,
Good.
because I mean that's just like a.
Yeah.
But I will say this though, with women that are wearing like a fancy dress, I think I would tell another woman friend of mine, "Hey, her tag's sticking out."
Oh yeah, to go.
Because I wouldn't know what to do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I wouldn't want to embarrass her. I wouldn't want to,
Right. I just kind of walk up. Sometimes if they got the tag on the shirt, I'll kind of just walk up and be like, "Hey, your tag's out," and I'll tuck their tag in. They're always so grateful.
Two main focuses here: your assisted living Serenity Oaks facility and the Jeep app. So, what is so these questions that I'm going to ask? We'll go with both of them. Okay.
Okay.
So, what's the one thing you wish you knew before starting your Serenity Oaks place and also the Jeep app? What's the one thing you wish you knew going into those two businesses or two endeavors, whatever you want to call it?
The one thing I wish I knew before starting my assisted living facility was how difficult staffing was going to be in 2020 and 2021. It has been a nightmare. Everybody's feeling it though, but
Everybody is feeling it.
I wish I knew a little bit more about the management part, like you talked about in the beginning of just business management. I wish I'd had like a business course.
Yes.
Or had the time now to take one because it's been 14 years and I still haven't done it. But I wish I had known more about that.
So what about the app?
I don't know that I'm far enough into the app to really answer that yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I wish I had a little bit more like marketing experience with online stuff, digital marketing experience.
Sure. Yeah, it's funny you say that about the business course, and it's funny that you say that 16 years later still, because I'm in the same boat. My nephew who he's got lots of businesses at the ripe old age of 22, 23, however, what year are we in? We're in 22, right? Mm-hmm. 22 years old. He's like 5 businesses in. But he took some basic business courses, and I was like, if I had anything to do over again, I would do that.
Yeah.
If I knew I was going to go into business for myself, or own a business or whatever, I would definitely just take some just general, hey, there's this thing called sales tax, and then there's payroll tax,
Right.
and then there's all these, you know what I mean?
All those
business
nice
plan.
surprises.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I'm paying these people already. Why do I have to pay the government? Why do I have to match their taxes?
What do you do to rest? What do you do for self-care?
Oh, I get lots of massages.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, all the time.
Like once a week?
No, not quite that often, but several times a month.
10
usually.
days. 10 days.
Yeah.
Every 10 days or so.
8 days. No, I do self-care. I like to take little mini vacations.
Okay.
I am past the point where I really worry about what my staff say and try to keep them out of
Sure.
my business. But, even if I'm gone just a couple of days or whatever.
Yeah. Do you not like disappointing people more than you like pleasing people?
I don't like people being disappointed in me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm so meticulous about everything. So it's not that they're necessarily disappointed, but if they're looking down on me, that's hard for me.
Failure for you.
That's failure for me. Yeah.
And you hear a lot of entrepreneurs say that, but it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
quipped earlier about working 100-hour weeks. That was the staple for growing my business.
Right.
It was just, I got an email right before we started this today, and my drafting business, we screwed something up on a project, and it's not a huge deal, but it's a big deal to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now I'm like, that's weighing on me.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's not going to stop the job. It's not going to stop the job. It's going to be a blip on the radar, but I'm like, okay, how do we make this never happen again?
Right. Exactly.
And I will think about it, and I will beat myself up over it. Would you say you're your own worst critic?
Oh, totally. Totally. 100%.
You can't say shit to me that I'm not saying to myself. You can't make me feel any worse
Right.
than I feel already. Yeah.
And typically people don't say negative things to me. They don't.
Sure.
Well, I don't really kind of like try to get there to where they have an opportunity to, but
right.
But yeah, I am definitely my own worst critic. And here's the thing. I don't just take care of 32 people. I take care of 32 people. They're 150 family members, my 20 staff members, all of their family, all of my families. I'm taking care of 200 people every day.
Yeah.
I have all these people to answer to. I'm not just taking care of a few people.
As a business owner, it's commonly said, we did a good job or I screwed up. It's never we screwed up or I did a good job.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's, you praise your team and you take fault. You take the blame.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna need to write that down. That's so true, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's
so true.
That's just you get your heart into this,
right? Right. And I spend so much of my time making sure that everybody knows how great they're doing for me and how appreciated they are. Who's there to do that for me?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, people close to me do. Don't get me wrong.
Sure,
but it's
sure.
like, and so that's where you kind of like, there's a missing spot there, or a missing thing there.
I'm sure if I were to ask you, you would say, you don't need that accolade. You don't need that praise.
Right.
But you do.
Yeah.
I don't mean you, Kristy. I
Right.
mean like business owners.
Yeah.
They do need that. You have to figure out a way to take some sort of attaboy
Right.
in your business. And not for self-fulfilling reasons, but it's just the same reason you're telling your staff they're doing a good job. You need to be told you're doing a good job as well.
Right. Feeling like I'm in a therapy session here or something.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to charge for this. Even though the email said that, that we're going to send you a bill. I apologize for that, by the way. So, I have been on this kick where I use, I have my core group of employees, and then I have, I guess you can call them subcontractors or freelancers or whatever that I use. And then so like one of the things that I've said, I have this girl in France that does some writing for me. She started off doing all the blog posts. And then we backed off that because that's an incredible amount of work because we were trying to knock out one of these once a week, right? So it was just like a lot of content she had to go through. And so we were like, let's revisit this. Anyway, She has direct access to our internal messaging system, which is Slack. We use Slack. And I remember whenever I introduced her to the team, I was like, hey, Sarah, this is the team. This is Sarah. This is what everybody does. Your family. By the way, sometimes I can come across kind of curt or direct. It is not in any way a reflection of what you're doing wrong. It's just like, I'm just really to the point. Like, I don't want to fluff anything up. I don't want to continuously tell you you're doing a great job, whether you are or not. I want to get from A to B as quick as possible. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. There's this balance. There's as a business owner. So do you have any parting words of wisdom for our audience today?
I just say, if you have a dream, go for it. Okay. Maybe take a business class first, but do it. Talk to somebody about it. There's all kinds of people out there that might know just a little bit more about it than you do, but don't be afraid to do it, to make that move.
There's always somebody out there that knows more than you do.
There is.
And that's not a dig at what you do or don't know.
Right.
That's just, that's why you always see about teamwork, and everything, your team building. My business grew incredibly when I started hiring employees, not because they were doing so much more work, but because of the collaboration. I got out of one-dimensional thinking.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? And so, like, everything, every procedure, every standard operating procedure that happens in my business right now is a Jason checked off item. But we got to a lot of these things because they were brought up by employees that were like, how come we're doing it like this? And I'm like, well, this just makes sense. It doesn't make sense to you. Oh, it doesn't make sense to you. Well, what makes sense to you? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then so it's like you're making a better product just from collaboration that you didn't even really know that you were having. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what's so great about this, what you're doing. This is amazing because we may not be in the same industry, but how many times have we connected here on what we're talking about today?
Yes, absolutely.
So you doing this podcast with all different types of entrepreneurs in different fields is remarkable because we're all going to learn something from one another.
Thanks.
So get with other people that are like-minded and grow with that. Everybody's going to have input for you.
I think so. I mean, and that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Is that, if somebody's watching this, hey, you know what, Kristy was right, just some kind of nugget along, we're 20 something shows in now, just, something, you know what I mean? To push you over the edge to do something better for your business or your entrepreneurial mindset.
And support your small businesses.
That's something that I need to do a better job of talking about. My friends up at Tropical Smoothie, Steve and Peggy. They do a fantastic job. He's agreed to come on the show. We're working through some scheduling issues right now. But they do a fantastic job of being really plugged into the community.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I mean?
I love them.
And so it's so frustrating to hear people say, oh, well, you're my friend, give me a better price.
I was just going to say that.
It's like, if I'm your friend, why don't you pay me more?
Exactly. Yes, I was
Don't you want me to succeed?
I know.
I mean, I'm not looking for charity, but I don't. Right. You know what I mean? And so that's that was a huge crutch for my printing business was the amount of stuff that we gave away probably matched the amount of stuff that we sold.
Wow.
And so, I'm completely to blame for that. You know what I mean? A lot of times it was just a lot easier to just say, just take it and leave. You know what I mean? But I've never asked for, and I dare any of my friends to call me out on this because I really cannot think of a time when I'm like, oh, maybe I'll be able to get something for free.
Thank you. I'm so glad you said that. I've never gone to the wine bar and asked Liz or Jamie for a free glass of wine. I've never gone to Old Main and asked Nick for a free shot of whiskey.
Exactly.
I've never asked. I've got signs from your place, and I'm not going to ask for a discount. I mean, that's just so unfair.
Well,
you tip better, you do better for your friends. for small businesses.
I think you should.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't understand. Oh, I don't know. It's the Walmarts of the world that have caused this culture.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing, Bo. I'm just kidding, Walmart. Just joking. But no, you're exactly right. Support small business.
Yeah.
And there's a statistic that keeps eluding me that I keep it keeps bouncing around, and I'm going to nail it down eventually because I'm a nerd like that. But 90% of commerce, 90% of the businesses in the United States are small business, and like 40% of the workforce or 45% of the workforce is small business. I need to get it down, but it's impressive. It's like,
okay.
You know what I mean? There's there's a way more small business than people think about.
Right.
This world runs on small business.
And they all started out as a small business.
Yes. Yeah. The Amazons and the Walmarts and of the world, they sure did.
Have you heard the Amazon story? If you haven't, you need to learn how he started. I mean, that's remarkable.
They all, like all those big FANG companies, they all started in a garage.
Dollar General and stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yes, support small business. And that's not supporting small business doesn't mean charity. It doesn't mean just, throwing your money away. It doesn't mean just, dropping, I mean, you can drop the big tips. That'd be great. But, it's about supporting your local people.
Right. Absolutely. It's just going to help your community grow.
Kristy, I appreciate you coming and taking the time.
Thank you for having
it's
me.
Very obvious that you're a busy gal. So I appreciate you coming in.
I have all the time in the world. No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
It's been a lot of fun.